Sometimes you have to take things personal to take things to the next level. So, looking back on my college career, I just finished playing JUCO and I was looking for a school to play at. And I was basically going to be set at this good NAIA program. They had just won their conference and I was supposed to come in and be the point guard. So, recruiting fell through with that coach. He wanted to go another direction. And so, my JUCO coach sent me to a couple different I'll say open gyms at other NAIA schools, and I would come in the open gym. I'll perform. My team would either win every single game, or every game I play, I'm like if we're going to seven, I'm scoring like 5 points pretty consistently. So they told me, "Oh, I'm already done recruiting guards for this year," or like you're really good, but I already have all the kids I want to recruit. So it was just not looking good for me. And so the one school that I probably could have gone to that's NAIA was like a military school in the Bay. And just based on what they were asking, I just felt like that just wasn't the right fit for me and it wouldn't really work out for me. And also on top of that, the head coach had left after that year. So when it looked like I didn't really have any options left, last minute I found this small school, and I ended up playing there. And it was rough to deal with coming from the JUCO I was at because the standards were set so high, and I felt like at this new small school the standards are so low. And I mean, it was just rough to deal with, and I just got to the point where it's like I'm questioning my love for the game because it was just so negative and so toxic and like just kind of disappointing overall. Individually, I did well. I feel like I did the most with what I was given. I ended up getting pretty good awards for that year. And so I just wanted to spend the rest of my time playing in college somewhere where I felt like I had a real college experience. So I reached out to a couple coaches that I used to play for, I used to know, and eventually it got me to talking to this one coach who was coaching for a school in Canada, and it was a pretty small school as well. And they weren't really a successful school either. The last season they had gone 2-19, and basically they needed like to really ramp things up, really come in with a whole new recruiting class, and wanted to shake the program up. So looking at my option, whether to stay at my old school, continue to wait, or just go for it, I decided to go for it because I knew it was different, and I knew my goal for going overseas would involve me being in uncomfortable positions. And so I felt like that was the best avenue to take to prepare me for my future plans. And so I ended up going, and the first year we go from 2-19 to 14-7. I have a pretty good year. I feel like I contributed a lot to those wins. I contributed a lot to putting that team on the map, and I felt like I played well. It wasn't the best. Like I definitely was like a step away from I would say the best in the league, but I definitely felt like I was up there. I definitely felt like I deserved to be on an all conference team, and I showed what I could do on the court. So when the awards come out, two of my teammates get second team conference, and I get nothing. And so at that point, I felt really frustrated because I felt like I really contributed to our team's success, and there was some people on the all conference teams that weren't doing nearly as much as I would do on the court or have the winning I would have on the court and end up making it on the team. So at that point, I was like, you know what, like these guys aren't really that much better than me, but it's my fault that I didn't get the awards I wanted, right? So I looked to myself instead of blaming whatever situation, whatever circumstances. We're 14-7. We're about fourth place in our side of the conference. There's two sides, so we're fourth, fifth place on our side, and we lost our first round of playoffs. And so, just reflecting on the year is like, okay, you had a good year, but like there's too many variables of what didn't happen to kind of like I don't know, like I didn't perform so good that they would just have to give me an award, right? Like there's many reasons they could have said like, oh well, he didn't do this, your team wasn't that good. Like there's all these great better players in front of you, all these teams with better records in front of you. You guys lost the first round. So I'm like, okay, like, you know what, it's on me. Like I gotta be better. You know, I gotta show them that no, like that's a mistake. Like I needed an award. Like I better be on an all conference team because I kind of viewed it as be so good they can't ignore you, right? So in my mind, it's like, okay, well, now I want to show everybody that I'm the best point guard in this conference, and there won't be a single question about me getting an award because you'll see it, right? So that summer, like I just took that personally, and I worked my ass off, and honestly, like my stats weren't that much different going into my second year, like compared to my first year. My stats weren't that much different. They were definitely better in some areas, but nothing really changed as much except for us winning more games. And so throughout the year, um, like all the teams that we had lost to the last year, now we're starting to beat. And now we're getting a good record, and now we're going on crazy win streaks. I'm having crazy games. Teammates are having crazy games. Now we're putting our school on the map. Now we're getting to host the playoffs because we having the best record. And now it's looking pretty evident, like, yo, like this guy is the best point guard in the league. You're hearing talks, you're hearing noise, all of that. And we get to the point at the end of the year, and I end up getting the first team all conference. My team goes 19-1 on the season. We're hosting the playoffs, and my teammate gets player of the year, and my other teammate gets second team all conference. So now it's like, okay, well, now we're on the map. Now I've showed you guys that I'm the best point guard in the conference. Now it's time for playoffs. I need to get back in that too. Now I'm gonna really show you guys. So we get to the playoffs. The first game, end up winning. I have a decent game. The second game, it's just a dogfight. Like we're down, we're trying to fight back, but they always seem to pull away as soon as we get back. And I just kind of take over the game. I go off for 30. And then the third game, just another solid game, have a cool 15. So I end up averaging 20 for the playoffs. We win the championship, first championship in school history. Like we're breaking all types of records, undefeated at home, just like kind of like the Cinderella story of a season. Going from that 2-19 when I first got there to 22-1, winning the championship, winning the regular season, and getting these awards. And I end up getting MVP for the playoffs. And so I say that to say sometimes you're going to have to take things personal to get to that next level, right? If I didn't take it personal, if I just looked at making excuses like, oh, they're just dumb, like they don't know what they're talking about, it's whatever, then I'll be like, all right. But I viewed it as like, no, I had to, like, our team has to be so good that they just can't ignore it, right? Like, be so good they can't ignore it. They have to give you an award. They had to give it to me. They had to. We're the best team now. I'm the one with the ball in my hands at the end of the game. We're the best team. They have to give me the award. And they knew it. So I say all that to say, take things personal sometimes to push you to be greater. It doesn't have to be the wrong way of things, necessarily that you're proving yourself or proving something to someone. But if you know that you deserve something and you truly believe it and you put in the work for it, then you have all rights to let it show. You have all rights to use that as fuel when you are working out. When it is those days that are hard, that you don't want to go to the gym, that you don't want to put that work in, use that fuel, right? Take it personal. Use that as fuel and get to greatness. So I just wanted to give out some free game. If you appreciate it, enjoyed, go ahead, tap in. I got more on the way. Have a good one.